I want to say how bummed out I am. This is a quick MMA thing for what they're going to do to Nick Diaz in a couple of days. It seems like, Nate Diaz. It seems criminal that Nate Diaz is like an older veteran, and it's his last fight on his contract, and they are making him fight an absolute lion, at a 170-pound lion of a man who's like 25 years old and destroys everyone. And they're gonna make Nate fight this guy as his last fight. And Nate's such a tough guy and such like an actual gangster that he's gonna stay in there, and he might never be the same after what's gonna happen Saturday night. Like legitimately, he might die. Like it could be the first death in MMA. He might be so scarred that it's disgusting to look at. I predict he's gonna be spitting blood at this guy and talking shit and smacking him while this guy rearranges his face for 25 minutes. It's gonna
devil's advocate. How
looks
close
bad.
did he come to beating the current champ in his previous fight?
Really fucking close. But how did you see what Khamzat did to Gilbert Burns? He just destroyed him. Like Khamzat is a monster.
Oh! I did see that fight. I remember Khamzat winning. Did he finish him? I think he might have in the last round.
I think he finished him.
But I remember.
Go ahead.
I could be wrong. I remember it closer than you did, but I'm not like fully confident.
He's going to get destroyed. It's going to be embarrassing. And
Everyone
like, I think it's the
says
worst thing I've seen the UFC do in a long time. I think it's bad for their brand, what's going to happen Saturday night.
Hey, what they did to Ken Shamrock, though, back in the day, when he's fighting Ortiz and he was way out of it, he shouldn't have been in the ring at that point. He's my age or close to my age.
I kind of disagree, and here's why. So I do agree that there was a bit of a mismatch. The Tito Ortiz, he won all three of those fights handily, and he was never in.
Right. I mean, yeah.
Having said that, those were the most lucrative fights they could have offered Ken Shamrock. And, I remember the third time Ken Shamrock got his ass kicked by Tito Ortiz with this giant feud that they hyped up for years. He hugs him, and he's like, dude, we made a lot of money. So I don't know that they did him wrong.
He should have been like, Tito, if you weren't retarded, you'd let me win this.
Retarded. I agree with you. For the money aspect and the people aspect, I get it. Mm-hmm. Here's what I always say with the fighters. And I knew Angelo Dundee very well. And not only that, Mark Rendaz, who's cruiserweight champ of the world, is a good friend of mine. And I sparred with him. It's funny. I told him if he hurts me, I'm going to kill him because he hurt me in 2 seconds. But what happens, and you know this, Woody, they keep taking a pounding, and it just I mean, you look at the great fighters, the Joe Frazier's, the fucking
Muhammad Ali
died. They can't even speak. I mean, it's and as one of my best friends, the doctor told me what happens, why boxing and getting hit in the head a lot, which Shamrock did, inside the brain. The brain goes off the walls and it keeps damaging it. It's not like just one smash hit. It's getting multiple bangs all the fucking time. So you take, I agree. I did the same fucking thing, as Ken Shamrock for the money and everything else that went along with it. But, I mean, is he going to be fucked up for it? I don't know. We'll find out.
This is different, though. You see Nate preparing for this thing, and they're like, how you been preparing, Nate? And he's like, I quit preparing. Just fucking beat me. Like, he's overweight coming into this. He didn't train. Like, he's just showing up. He's literally showing up to take his beating and get away with his contract and be a free agent. Khamzat's over there like, yeah, Khamzat's over there like, I'm going to do this, that, and the other. And he's like, yeah, fucking do it. Beat me.
Does he think he could win?
Yeah, it's happening weekend. Saturday night. It's pay-per-view. And then they double fuck the guy by making that fight card really poor. Like he's at the top of the card with nothing beneath it. I'm not going to buy it because it's not worth the $75. And he gets points of that pay-per-view money. So if they stacked the card and they'd thrown actually, I think Tony Ferguson is fighting somebody I've never heard of on that card. Here's how shitty it is. It's not the kind thing. Make him fight Tony. They're both fighting on the same night. They're both the same size. Those two old guys could have fought and won them, and they both could have retired at the end if things went a certain way. But instead, they're just feeding him to an absolute monster who's going to go right on and face the champ as soon as possible, as soon as they get that whole Usman thing sorted.
Did you see what Zach wrote? The pre-fight press conference was canceled due to safety concerns. What?
Well,
were they worried that the two gangs were gonna fight each other, maybe because they do that.
I know Khamzat has a history of doing that that fucking cowardly shit that Khabib did, and like jumping people's set with like 7 of his guys at a time, because they him and like 7 guys went after Paulo Costa the other day at the
pause
PI
there. Nate
Institute.
Diaz's crew does the same thing.
Yeah, he's a scumbag motherfucker too. I don't like him either. I'm a Conor McGregor man. He's a good old-fashioned values kind of guy. Family first, Conor McGregor.
Hey, Kyle, I beat. They had an interview tomorrow. We're talking about the Oliva Cigar Company that I partnered with. They wanted a deal with Conor McGregor, like what I got the deal. And after they had their meeting with him, and they go, "Oh my God, way too difficult to deal with." And that's what they were saying, and they ended up getting me for this deal. But it's funny. But you mentioned Conor McGregor. I love I love the crazy motherfucker. I love the way they get crazy.
Yeah, they're all awful people, more or less. People don't really like to watch the good guys fight as much for whatever reason. The guys who just have. I'll tell you who I feel bad for. Fucking Cheeto Vera. I saw that guy posing with his whole family. So Cheeto's posing for his whole family. He just won the fight. And his daughter has this weird birth defect, this syndrome, where like she's got like big fish eyes bulging out of her head, and her face is all misshapen and shit. And they're like, "Yeah, he's trying to raise money to get her head fixed." I'm like, "Fuck! I hope he gets to fight for the belt." God damn, that fish-eyed girl was so hard to look at. It hurt. It was like that Sarah McLachlan commercial with those little kittens with the boogers in their eyes.
What's his name? Cheeto Rivera?
Well, that's like his nickname. Is it Vieira? For some reason, having you feed it back to me made it erase out of my mind. Cheeto Vera is what's coming to mind. Let me find him.
Is it Merwin Rivera? Chino Rivera?
Marlon Vera, by chance?
Yeah, Mariah. That's it. Oh, now look for his daughter, or Marlon Mariah. Excuse me. No.
Is it Merwin?
Oh,
M-E-R-W-Y-N?
I found her.
Did you?
I found her. Yeah.
It's very unfortunate. But when I saw that, I was immediately on this guy's side, because they were like, "Yeah, every time he fights, he can afford more surgeries." And I was like, "Oh my God!"
You got room.
So she has Mobius syndrome.
That's a terrible movie.
I see her picture. I guess we can show it, but we'll try to be
respectful. I'd rather.
No.
I made a mistake. Take it back, Zach. I'm sure you didn't respond quick enough. But
we are not.
Yeah, it's a shame. Based on my lessons learned, it was probably a mistake to put her on camera. I'm sure has the best of intentions, but now he's exposing her to a level of internet criticism that didn't have to happen.
See, that's a big concern right now with Conor McGregor went after Kamaru Usman on Twitter, because Kamaru Usman got kicked in the head the other night, knocked the fuck out. His little girl, I don't know, she's 9, 10, 11 years old. She sees it. She's sitting right there. She's crying, inconsolable. People are trying to be like, "Oh, it's okay. He's fine." He's laying there unconscious with his eyes wide open, and it's on the big screen. He looks dead. Of course, he wakes up after 30 seconds or so, and he's fine. But Conor McGregor's like, "How dare you bring your daughter there and expose her to that?" It's just like, Conor McGregor, you're the worst. You're the worst.
Right? Conor, that wasn't my plan. I thought I was gonna win. Yeah,
scumbag.